Dense fog, no flights to Jammu.
All flights
Not to Jammu. Anyway, to Jammu we are not going.
Okay.
Please start tomorrow.
Tomorrow might also be similar situation. So you can stay for 2 days in Lemon Tree. 2 days in Lemon Tree.
Okay.
That's where you are staying, Lemon Tree.
Yes.
So you can stay for 2
Because we
days.
wanted to go, I will requested the organizers just wind it up on 30th, so that maybe New Year we should be with our family. They agreed to it.
I have been 9:95 PM flying. This is about 11:30. Getting the flight.
At least it will be sunshine over there. And I don't have to wear this sparkle.
Professor told me you look so sad today. Professor told me you look so sad. You look so sad. So sad. Leaving? Yeah. 15 days it's like difficult to leave a room.
Partition.
It's so good of you that you feel like that. Travel or what is start here. After taking is that we can tell papers come to the coordinator.
कितने बच्चे close here? I think locally
all the hierarchy of life. It might be with the cat something like that system. So in that way they are only
क्या आपने नहीं किया?
so
आप नहीं किए?
all
क्या?
hierarchy of
Yesterday क्या कर रहे थे?
hopefully private people are not going for it. It's very costly. Or you can install
शाकिर साहब क्या
आज जो फॉर्म भरा है आपने वो उसमें लगा दीजिएगा।
क्या निकालना है?
कल ऑफिस पे दे दोगे मैं ऑफिस में
उधर की तो सारी फ्लाइट सस्पेंडेड है दिल्ली में डेल फॉर
डाक से भी भेज सकते हो।
जी
अपनी डिपार्टमेंट में डाल
ट्रेन करा देते ठीक है
आगे दे देंगे
हाँ दे दे तो that is the best। टाइम तो आपके पास बहुत है। जब आप फ्री हो तभी हमारा पैसा इवैल्यूएशन के मार्क्स और रोजगार जब हम जमा करेंगे ऐसे बट we don't make it public। Somebody personally wants to know, it will
What is
improving that.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen, and also this last time I welcome you all to this short valediction. I know everyone has to make a move, and for everyone it is being a very, I must say, I will not say difficult, I don't know what word to use, but yes, challenging and something very special and memorable that for 15 days, yes.
It was enjoyable.
Let's hope it was enjoyable. Huh? And 15 days without break and living with people whom you didn't know at all. But I must say that I wish this network that we have all made here amongst ourselves and with the resource persons whom you found very eminent will certainly help each one of you grow personally, academically, as well as take back from here certain memorable experiences that will be useful for your own higher education institutions, wherever you are serving, giving your services. I'm happy to welcome Professor Kidwai for this valediction, your project coordinator who's been behind everything regarding this program, right from its inception to having all of you here, and then he will be behind everything in taking all of you to the Monash University. I will request Professor Kidwai to say a few words.
Thank you very much. My dear colleagues, if it is not an instance of mutual appreciation, let me on your behalf, if you permit me, thank Dr. Faiza, because she has been, as you must have noted, very sincere, very devoted, and with her pleasant personality. So she has been of great help, but naturally the credit is entirely goes to you for your resilience, for your patience, and for some of the circumstances which were beyond our control, and then added to that was this intense cold. Generally it is not so cold in December, but I don't know why this year to make you another trial, another test. Anyway, it was all part of life. We are all delighted and impressed by your commitment, your sincerity. I'm sure there are many takeaways from any training program, including this one. One is this, your interaction with a variety of resource persons. Some of them naturally may not have been up to the mark. That's all again part of life. We try our best, and then there were some dropouts. For reasons beyond our control. Professor Desai was feeling so sorry, and he has conveyed personal best wishes to each one of you. We had booked his ticket, he was on his way, but again, we couldn't help it. Anyway, I'm sure one takeaway is the delivery mode of these different speakers. Professor Tommy, you would agree?
Yes.
Each has his own, you have your own way. But even at this stage, this kind of exposure, this variety is worth at least reflecting. You can have some best practices from others also. That's one thing. I'm not talking about the hard information which they shared at this stage. This is already within the ambit of your knowledge. Another, I think, very remarkable takeaway from this program would be your own personal equations, isn't it? Friendship belong to various parts of our great country, and then at this platform you stayed together, having dinner together, local persons and outstation one, then the region-wise and culture-wise. So I'm sure it must have been an enriching experience. Some of you may have developed friendship which may last for years, for decades, and now we look forward to your safe journey back home. Please keep us informed that you have reached safely. Now, as far as business is concerned, one is important phase is visa. Please keep us informed of the status of your visa. Again, I wish you, each one of you gets visa, gets it soon. Please try, if you haven't already tried, try this online one. It's easy, simple. And as far as payments are concerned, we have already sent your TA bills. So within a week or 10 days, that should be transferred to your bank account. This is stage one. Next, we have today, tomorrow we will move for an advance of rupees 75,000 towards your ticket. That again will be credited to your account, say 15 days before that. But at the moment, please, as soon as you get the visa, please buy the ticket. For ticket, we don't need any approved, authorized agent, anyone, but the only thing is should be, of course, Air India and 14th February flight. And finally, when you return home, then please send us the details of your travel details once again. We have got your prepaid receipt, so we will transfer that amount to that. So that will be in the third stage, including your daily allowance for your Australia period. It is $25 for each one of you for 8 days. And you already have got your insurance, medical and health insurance. And if there is anything, please feel free to contact us. We are all there to help you. And look forward to meeting you on 14th February at Indira Gandhi International Airport for each one of you. So wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request Professor M. Chandrasekhar for his 2 minutes of feedback.
Good morning, Professor Kidwai and Professor Faiza, dear friends. I think it's last day 15 days have just begun and gone. Maybe in the middle of the day, middle of the program when we did not have internet, I think we struggled a bit, but things were better after the internet came. We were well connected with people, we had a WhatsApp group sharing experiences and all that. Maybe coming to the program, yes, I came with big expectations. I'm happy where I'm going. I learned a lot from peers because we stayed together and we shared personal and professional situations, and there was a lot of learning from that. Then coming to the resource persons, yes, we had good resource persons. Maybe as Professor Kidwai said, if all the speakers would have come, it would have been much better, obviously. And there are a couple of things I wanted to tell. One thing was, the visits that were there between the sessions were not very comfortable. We were not, we wish the visits would have been out of the, lecture sessions or whatever you call. Then the other thing is, when the speakers dropped out, I think we should have had a better arrangement. We had slip-ons, that kind of thing. Yes, it is very difficult to arrange at that point of time, but I think it could have been much better handled. Don't take it as negative. That's what is my expectation, my opinion. People may differ from my opinion. So, and the only thing was, we had to spend a lot of time for lunch and all that. Instead, I don't know if they have the infra for that or not. If it was a packed lunch, maybe working lunch kind of thing, so that we would have had a better, we went to hotel at 3 o'clock every day, and maybe in the hotel it was not an atmosphere that you would like to work on. Maybe even if I had something to work from my office, the atmosphere did not give me a feeling of working. So instead, if we had a working lunch here and we stayed here till 5 o'clock, I think we would have had a better productivity in attending the program. Thank you so much. Actually, I think we are well connected, and today, networking is the biggest connect and biggest thing that is driving the world. So we'll keep connected, we'll share good things, we'll share the positive things of our life, and we'll be together for the rest of the day. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chandrasekhar, for your feedback points. You know, we tried our best to fill it up for the resource persons who were dropping out. The other day when I came to know that UB Desai is not coming, Professor Chauhan was here, as you remember. He called 8 senior people all over the country if they could manage to come. But Professor Ved Prakash was the only one who could finally make it. So, yes, I know it went into not letting you meet the expectations that you had because there were situations beyond our control. But then we did try our very, very best. We can only pray that something like this doesn't happen when a program is going on. And, you know, for the last leap, we used to have sessions here up to 5 o'clock. And lunch was served here only. Then again, 15 days without a break, no Sundays. Everyone was so exhausted. It was so exhausted. They needed time because then we were again going to the US only after 4 days. So they needed time to prepare, and they just couldn't put up with the hectic schedule. So this time we took some leads from their feedback, and of course we are taking leads from this feedback too. Thank you so much. Okay, now may I request Professor Suresh Kumar Agarwal for his feedback. I think he was the most eloquent person coming from English in this whole group.
Thank you so much.
We await your feedbacks.
Thank you so much for the epithets which have been attached with my name during the whole course. Esteemed Professor Kidwai, Director, HRDC and Coordinator Lead. And the second one, over these 15 days, how I have known him, pater familias in the field of English language teaching, and Assistant Director, Dr. Faiza Abbasi. And worthy colleagues, first I will start by saying something about myself. When I joined this leave, I felt odd one out. And the reason was very obvious. I thought that a person from humanities would not find a space amongst the people who come from the various backgrounds. But fortunately, let me express my gratitude to all of you that I was given a very coveted space. And in fact, it was from Professor Tommy, who belongs to the other side, that most of my debates, discussions and dissensions, they took place with him. So for that I am grateful to all of you. I think that this will continue. The others, the company, I cherish the company of every one of you. The hospitality that was rendered by the local participant, that was also, let me express my gratitude for that also. And all of them were very much worried about as to how we are in the hotel and are we getting all the facilities. For that also I would say big thank you and gratitude to all the people, including the director and the assistant director. I keep making use of a phrase, although that is not very proper, but Faiza was such a person who would keep roaming around us all the time, asking us as to what was happening, everything was going well in the hotel, and so on and so forth. Yes, true. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. In fact, you were a caring spirit. I would not say caring spirit, not only spirit, but caring spirit, all that asking about us all the time. Now let me come to the curricular, the program. I would divide this into two parts, the curricular aspect and the extracurricular aspect. Curricular aspect, I would say that in the given circumstances, it was not possible to manage a better course or a program than that was done by the organizers. And for that, I would say a big thank you and would express again my gratitude to the organizers. Because we need to look into the circumstances in which we were put, and despite all the odds, she could do it so competently well that again I would say the credit goes to the organizers. Even if we have been put in the same circumstances, maybe it would have been difficult for us to do the same, to do the things all right, or to keep the things on the right track. My gratitude once again to the organizers. As far as the extracurricular part is concerned, I would say again that both the director and the assistant director, they were on their toes all the time to facilitate everything here. in HRDC and there in the hotel. If we would come and tell them that these are the things which are to be done, they would see to it that these things are done well in time. Sir, my gratitude to both of you and to all the participants also. You also facilitated the things all in such a nice way that it was so well done. But then there are some of the observations.
Sure.
This is for the future programs. If some of the sessions could have been done on these things, or that it would have improved the things. Like number one, interdisciplinarity of researches. That could not be taken up. Now one of my friends was, why do I talk about this? Because one of my friends said to me, he is a person belonging to the area of physics, and he said that he could get grant from Indian Council of Philosophical Research. I said, how did you get it? He said, I could connect physics with metaphysics, and this is how it could become possible. Alright, naturally there was a friend of mine who belonged to my field. He said that he has got grant from ICSSR and ICHR. I said, how did you get it? He said, I have made a study, how does the folk song promote environmental studies. So you see, there is a interconnect, and if somebody would have come to illuminate us on that interconnect, maybe that we would have been benefited by that interconnect.
Good.
Number two, we couldn't talk about the growing indiscipline on the university campuses. Alright, if we had been given some insinuations about that, maybe that would have helped us, alright, grow in the proper direction. Number three, these are the observations which I collected from all the participants. These are not my own. The third one is, some of my friends said it to me, and therefore I have added it here. He said that if we had shared the institutional based practices that we were making use of in our institutions, that would also help us. So let there be a session from every institution, let us say half an hour or let us say 20 minutes as to what they are doing, alright, so that the others are also benefited by that practice. Then of course that must have been one of the problems of the organizers. We requested them sessions on GFR and JAM also, but anyway that would not be possible. Then practical sessions on NAIC and NIRF, alright, NIRF. Although there were sessions, but they were all theoretical. If we would have been given the SSR and would have been made to fill it up, alright, as to how in the context of the institution, that would ensure practical exposure to the things. Then the session with the CEOs and the president of the world-class universities like SARC and others. That would also expand the horizons. Alright, and then of course some of my friends said sessions on e-governance also. But then as I said, in the given circumstances, alright, a better organization than the present one was not possible, and for that I do have all gratitude to the organizers. Now coming to because the non-teaching staff has played a very vital role in making the whole program happen. And therefore I would like to name some of them who have all together, means all through, who have been in touch with us. Alright, Mujammil, Akil, and the third one Rajesh. I don't remember their name, although they are several, but then they were so kind to us. Usmani, yes. They were so kind to us, coming to us all the time, taking care of us and doing the work all at the moment we told them about it. My gratitude to them all. Alright, and I hope that maybe that some one of us might have spoken something to them, so don't carry them home, leave it here. Alright, this is what I would like to. Last but not the least, I would render my apology, because as Madam rightly said, he has been very vocal throughout. Thank you so much. Thank you ma'am. Yeah. Okay, thank you ma'am. So my apology to the organizers means I apologize on behalf of the participants, on my own also. Maybe that if we have done something wrong here, or maybe might have spoken some bad words to any one of you, or maybe sometimes maybe when you are in a hurry, you do the things like that. Thank you so much. We enjoyed the course. It was a memorable journey. These 15 days. Thank you so much and gratitude to Dr.
Very gracious. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Suresh Kumar Agarwal. That was such a balanced and understanding account of all your experiences.
And eloquent as well.
Of course, I stand by eloquence. interdisciplinarity is one area that will be very well covered when you are there in Monash. But of course, for the other, say for example, GFR and GEM, we had planned. The FO was, he had already committed today they have a finance committee meeting, and then he suddenly said, I'm not in the right mental frame to come and speak on that. So yes, of course, thank you once again. And now finally the last speaker, Professor Kamal Jaiswal from Lucknow.
परम आदरणीय AR किदवई साहब, डायरेक्टर UGS HRD, UGC HRD, C सेंटर, मैडम अब्बासी, मित्रों, सब पॉइंट्स तो हमारे दो स्पीकर्स ने बोल दिए, पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने बोल दिए, रहा तो कुछ नहीं है मेरे लिए बताने को, लेकिन फिर भी कहते हैं ना, प्रोग्राम हुआ, प्रोग्राम था और प्रोग्राम खत्म हो रहा है, इन चीजें हैं। लेकिन जिस स्थिति में हम यहाँ पर लैंड किए थे अलीगढ़ में, देयर वाज अ ग्रेट टर्मोइल। मतलब मैं स्टेशन पे जब ट्रेन पे बैठा तो मेरे साथ एक सर्जरी विभाग के यहाँ के प्रोफेसर थे, और उन्होंने बताया कि वहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा मारपीट हो गई है, एंड 2-3 आर नाउ नो मोर, और इंटरनेट अलीगढ़ में बंद हो गया। तो एकदम से थोड़ा सा सोच में पड़ गए, ट्रेन चल चुकी थी, लेकिन एनी हाउ जो स्टाफ यहाँ का था वो पूरी तरह से टच में था। हम स्टेशन पे सुबह 4 बजे पहुंचे, एंड दे वर देयर टू अटेंड अस, आई थिंक not only for me, for you people also, either in Aligarh or in Delhi. So they have attended very well, and each and every care of us was taken for each and everything. 15 दिन के लिए अगर हम यहाँ थे तो किदवई साहब थे जिन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दिया था कि साहब आपको जरूरत पड़ेगी लॉन्ड्री की, आपको वहाँ होटल में अवेलेबल है। मतलब सबसे छोटी चीज जो कोई नहीं ध्यान रखता है, तो उसका भी ध्यान रखा गया। रही बात यहाँ के अरेंजमेंट्स की और सेशंस की, तो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा, लास्ट टाइम देयर वाज माय डीन डॉक्टर DR मोदी वाज हियर फॉर दिस कोर्स। तो उन्होंने कहा था कि साहब हम लोगों ने इतने फीडबैक दिए हैं जिसकी वजह से आपको बहुत आराम मिलेगा। इट वाज हिज स्टेटमेंट सर। मोदी साहब ने कहा था साहब हम लोगों ने इतने फीडबैक दिए हैं कि आप लोगों को बहुत आराम रहेगा, एंड इट वाज ट्रू। मतलब when we came to this program, I think मैडम ने जो कहा है वो सही कहा कि उसकी वजह, पिछले फीडबैक की वजह से ये प्रोग्राम चेकआउट हुआ। There were problems, of course, क्योंकि ऐसी स्थिति थी, ऐसी स्थिति में हमारे घर से जब फोन आ रहे थे तो जो लोग वहां से चलना चाहते हैं या हम भी चल रहे होते तो क्या होता, रिपरकशंस तो होते हैं। और there are problems while arranging these types of conferences, seminars, even मैंने सोफेस्ट किया था अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में, there were a lot of problems. Each and everybody cannot be satisfied, but we have to come on some forum or some final point कि हाँ यहाँ पर हमको adjust करना है। तो adjustment feeling होनी चाहिए, रहनी चाहिए, और हम सब में है। और उसके साथ साथ सर फीडबैक भी जरूरी है। सिर्फ एक छोटा सा मेरा निवेदन है, या मेरी जो फीलिंग है, क्योंकि हम लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए आए हैं, यूजुअली यूनिवर्सिटीज में हम लोग जो पोर्टफोलियोज देखते हैं या करते हैं, तो ये सब चीजें एक्सपीरियंस हम लोग के पास रहती हैं, और उसके बाद हम सिर्फ फाइन ट्यून करने आते हैं। तो अगर एक आधा लेक्चर IIMs वगैरह के कोई अच्छे प्रोफेसर्स के हो जाएं, ताकि क्योंकि लीडरशिप क्वालिटी जितनी बेटर, भाई IAS ट्रेन होता है वो अपने इंस्टीट्यूट में, उनके पास सब चीज उस तरह की होती हैं, और हम प्रोफेसर्स तो प्रोफेसर्स अल्टीमेटली। और तो एक IIM वगैरह अगर कोई प्रोफेसर आ जाए तो उससे ज्यादा थोड़ा फाइन ट्यून और हो जाएंगे हम लोग। बाकी मैं आखिरी में जज्बे को सलाम करना चाहता हूँ HRDC सेंटर के, आप लोग के पेशेंस के, क्योंकि हम में से हम लोग थोड़ा ऊंचा भी बोले कभी कभी और कभी बहुत ज्यादा बोले, लेकिन आप जिस पेशेंस से आप लोगों ने सुना, समझा और जाना हमें, और तुरंत रिएक्शन भी दिया और चीजें सही की, उस जज्बे को मैं सलाम करना चाहता हूँ साहब। कि इस तरह का जज्बा बहुत कम जगह मिलता है, क्योंकि लोग जब अपनी सीट पे होते हैं तो सीट का भी नशा होता है, लेकिन हमने दोनों लोगों में किसी में भी उस तरह का कोई नशा नहीं देखा। मतलब they were totally down to earth। शायद एक दिन हम लोग की बस भी खराब हो गई थी और बस में कुछ प्रॉब्लम थी, तो हम में से ही कुछ लोगों ने डिस्कस किया, फिर एक पार्टिसिपेंट ने बोला, लेकिन जिस प्यार से किदवई साहब ने सुना, और बिल्कुल शांति से सुन के पेशेंटली वापस चले गए और तुरंत चेंज कर दिया, मतलब दिस इज समथिंग। तो साहब सलाम।
आप लखनऊ का हक अदा कर रहे हैं जी।
साहब 15 दिन से तो इंग्लिश सुन ही रहे, हर जगह बोलते भी हैं। हमारे दो साथियों ने इंग्लिश में बोल भी दिया, तो मैं सोचा हिंदी की कहीं स्पेस पानी चाहिए, उर्दू को भी
बड़ी प्यारी आवाज बोले, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ।
For the benefit of these people, if you could have spoken in English,
No, they understand.